thoughts on Bruiser Brody?
Oh, wow. Bruiser, man, when that happened, when he got killed in Puerto Rico, I was really shocked. I first met Frank, Frank Goodish was his name. I first met him in New Zealand, Australia, in New Zealand. And I remember he came to me. He's the guy that, there's that brought a little story because, when I was in Australia, I was doing really well there. And then my last TV in Australia, where I was going to go to New Zealand and stay there, that was Harley Race came in as the world champion. And Harley, I was supposed to work, that day in a tag team situation and my last TV show. All of a sudden, the last minute change, says, look, Rick, you're going to work against Harley for the title on TV. And, and you mind doing a job for Harley? I'm saying, I'm in Australia, it's my last day, who cares, right? And plus an opportunity to work with Harley. I said, yeah, sure, So I worked with Harley. We had a hell of a match, and he beat me. Boom. So I go to New Zealand. All of a sudden, I remember Frank was doing the same thing I was doing when I first went there. He would work the weekends in Australia and the weekdays in New Zealand. So I remember him coming to New Zealand and taking me aside. Oh, Rick, man, I said, I've got some bad news. He says, you know what? Harley sent for that tape. He's going to show it all over the States. I'm like, oh man, here I was. I want to make, I wanted to stay away from the States for like 3 years, and come back and make a grand appearance, and now Harley's going to show a tape where I'm doing a job for him all over, and back then it was like now. It wasn't like now, doing a job was like a big, and then, Frank is the guy that told me that and take me aside. But just to finish this story is that this tape did more for me than anything because the promoters saw it and they thought it was great. And, and in fact, I got more calls than anything because of that thing. But Frank, is just, he was, just to tell you that he was a really business guy, he was crazy, he did all these things, but when it came down to business, he took care of his business. He was a guy that, when you went and worked against him, you were better to keep your end because he would just eat you up, But if you kept your position and fought back, he would respect that and you'd have a match out of it. A little bit like Stan, because him and Stan Hansen started together, and they were a team early on, and Stan was the same thing. Stan, if you let Stan, Stan would just eat you up. And but if you fought back and Stan would respect that and we'd go toe to toe and have a match of it. And Frank, but Frank was pretty wild. He'd take you up, in the crowds, you don't know where you end up, and he was pretty wild. But what happened to Frank is unbelievable. Whatever, you don't disagree about a guy or, you don't do business with him or whatever, but Christ, from there to kill him, it's horrible. And the fact also, another thing that I knew Frank's wife because Frank married the lady that, I call her a lady because she was a lady. The girl that worked behind the desk at the Texas Tavern at the hotel where we stayed in Sydney, Australia. And I met her before Frank. We met and we had some, I dated her and she was a really nice lady. And then Frank came in and they really had a good relationship and he ended up marrying her. So I knew his wife and I knew his daughter. And when I heard about him being shot, and I know that his last words to Tony Atlas were, tell my wife and daughter that I love him. And man, it hit me, because I knew the pain that she was going to go through. It was horrible.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.